Let's go on Kilimanjaro Safari at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Hey everyone, it's Herb from World of Walt. Welcome to another live broadcast from the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. Today we are starting our journey around Disney's Animal Kingdom in Pandora. We're going to take a little peek at what the wait times look like for Flight of Passage as well as navigate the journey. Take the boardwalk back to Africa and go on a safari. Deborah and Anne Marie, good morning to you. Happy Saturday. Susan, good morning. Nice to see you. Emily from Tennessee says the clouds are gorgeous. It is a very nice day here. Currently 83 on the way up to 92. Not too bad. I mean, 92 is definitely warm, but we've had much warmer temperatures here recently, so it actually feels like a cool down. Excuse me. Lucia, hello to you. Iona, happy Saturday. I don't know why my voice is hoarse. Robin from Madison, Wisconsin, hello to you. Hello, Mike. Let Saturday begin. Okay, Flight of Passage, 160 minutes. Phil, good morning to you in Birmingham. Nice to see you. Debbie in Long Island, hello. A lot of folks are lined up here for their flight on the back of a Banshee. Judy from Pennsylvania, nice to see you. Hi, Mary. Always interesting to see the flora and fauna here in Pandora. Such interesting stuff. Donna says, looks like a beautiful day. That it is. Hi, Brian. Having a great day so far. Hope you are as well. Susan says, hope to see some baby animals. I know that some zebra have come out recently. We'll see if we get a chance to see any little ones on the safari. Mike Sivako to you as well. Be brave. A lot of folks are getting their photos taken here by the water fountain and the floating mountains. Carrie says loves Pandora at night. It's definitely one of those places around Disney World that comes to life in a very different way. I think Tomorrowland is the same. John, thank you for putting the link for the Pin of the Month Club into the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you for prompting the shameless plug. If you or anyone you know would like to get a little bit of Disney fun delivered to your home every single month, check out pinofthemonthclub.com. Donna asked for a start with a shameless plug, and Donna, there you have it. It's fun to see the artwork of the Na'vi people here. Iona, 43 days to go. That'll be here before you know it. Sandy from Chicagoland, good to see you. Melissa, hello to you in sunny Pennsylvania. Paul in Norfolk, Virginia, hello to you. Happy Saturday. Belkis is looking forward to coming back. Larry said he got a t-shirt that he ordered on the t-shirt shop. Said he enjoyed the color and the quality. Thank you for that. Excuse me. Glad that you liked it. Thank you for your purchase. It's a great encouragement to me. You can always head over to worldofwaltstore.com. That's worldofwaltstore.com and check out a link to the t-shirt shop, Magical Countdown calendar, as well as the classic, the Pin of the Month Club. Randy and Cheryl, hello to you in Eastern PA. Nice to see you. Thank you for spending a bit of your Saturday with me. Amy, good morning to you. Always fun to do a little tour around Pandora. I'm going to head to the little boardwalk, which is a very peaceful spot that connects Pandora and Africa, and get on our way to a safari. John, good morning to you in Wisconsin. Excuse me, hope you're having a great day. Jeff planning a trip for October and Halloween. Hi Beryl, good morning to you, nice to see you. Karen says, adore the Donald Duck pin I sent and the Dapper Dans. Glad that you enjoyed it. Thank you for being a member of the Pin of the Month Club. Always beautiful to see the natural sights here in Pandora. Diane, 21 days to go. If you're counting down the days till your next trip, you might want to check out magicalcountdown.com, the paper-based countdown calendar where you can count down the number of days until your Disney World visit, up to 365, with fun tips along the way and games for the kiddos. It's a lot of fun. Jimmy, hello to you. Hi Velvet, nice to see you. Happy Saturday. Ginny, welcome to the live broadcast. Kelly says, thanks for the stroll. Kelly, you are very welcome. Appreciate your joining me here. Hi Marietta, happy Saturday to you. John says, 19 very long days to go, and I'll be here before you know it. Karen said, Girlie loved her Tiana pin. That is wonderful. Glad to hear it. I thought with the recent opening of Tiana's Bio Adventure, it was fitting for some folks to receive Tiana pins. Cynthia in New Jersey, hello to you. Thank you for being here and happy Saturday. Amanda says, looks quite quiet and peaceful. This little walk is a very peaceful spot. It has in the past been used as overflow queue line for Flight of Passage when it first opened up, and the waits were crazy as opposed to just crazy. But it is a nice little walkway that connects Pandora and Africa, which is perfect for us because I have a Disney Lightning Lane multi-pass reservation for Kilimanjaro Safari. Keith, good morning to you. You can see the Nomad Lounge over here to our right, connected to Tiffin's, a very nice restaurant here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Occasionally boats will come by with characters or performers, which is always kind of fun. It's a nice touch. Yvette says, wish she had a countdown. Time to start planning a trip. Kimberly, hello to you. And Dawn, good morning. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Thank you for being here. Larry says, always like the stroll through Animal Kingdom. Feels very natural. Debbie, good morning to you. I hope you're having a good day in Wisconsin. Thank you for sharing a bit of it with me. Alice, good morning. Says, thanks for the Saturday visit. Hope you're having a great day in Kansas. Victoria, good morning to you in Pennsylvania. Melissa says, is the new Lightning Lane easy to use? I would say yes. So this past Wednesday morning, I fired up the My Disney Experience app and decided to check it out. I actually made a purchase. So Genie Plus is no more from a branding perspective, and now there is Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Lightning Lane Single Pass. So Lightning Lane Single Pass is kind of like the Lightning Lane of old, where you could purchase a ride on an attraction, usually just one of the most popular. So here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, you can purchase one ride on Flight of Passage, for example. Over at the Magic Kingdom, you could purchase one ride on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Or you could get the multi-pass, where you can select up to 3 attractions in advance And very importantly for both of these is that you can select the time before you pay your money, which to me, as a local pass holder and someone who really tries to time things around when I'm going to be doing a broadcast, the ability to select a time is a huge upgrade for me. Before, I would have to make a purchase and then try to find a time and hope that one would work, and it didn't always go the way I wanted. But now I can get lined up, I can select the time and then make the purchase. So for me, Lightning Lane was very easy to use, didn't have any technical issues, and is a big upgrade in my ability to plan things that fit how I tour the parks. So 2 thumbs up on it. Although nobody likes to pay, me included, especially things that you didn't have to pay for in the past, it is the way of the world. Paul says, nice waterways indeed. Michelle said, Club 33 on the left, yes. I do not personally know any Club 33 members. I would like to know a Club 33 member. I've never been into a Club 33 facility. But if you or anyone you know would like to sneak me in, hit me up. Sandy, hello to you in Rochester, New York. Hope you're having a good day. Festival of the Lion King over here to our left. Great show. Always a lot of fun. Amazing performers. Great music. Jessica asked, are there any new t-shirt designs? So I did release a new design last week, which you can check out at worldofwaltstore.com. Got some other ideas in the works. Don't have a timeline for a next design, but stay tuned. And you can always, again, shop all the existing designs. And there are lots of them now that they've collected over the years, that I've collected over the years, at worldofwaltstore.com. Eileen, hello to you. Bill, good morning. Happy Saturday morning to you. Nice, bright Saturday morning here. It's warm. Not crazy warm, but warm. All right, we started out the day in Pandora. Actually, we're talking about Lightning Lane. I did purchase a Lightning Lane single pass today for Navi River Journey. Or sorry, not Navi River Journey, but Flight of Passage. And so, yeah, I rode on the back of a Banshee today. I thought that's something I would do before the broadcast, kind of a treat for, I don't know, just for the fun of it. And it was fun. So today, Disney got the double dip out of me. They got a Lightning Lane single pass purchase for Flight of Passage, and they got a Lightning Lane multi-pass purchase so I could time with the Kilimanjaro Safaris with the broadcast. Peggy says she's having 80s in Chicago. Not bad. We're only getting up into the lower 90s here, 92 for a high, which is not so bad. Especially since we've been getting a lot of upper 90s here in Central Florida, which is pretty typical for the dog days of summer. So a high of 92, we'll take it. Sarah, hello to you. Nice to see you. Francesca, thank you for joining the live broadcast. All right, straight ahead, Kilimanjaro Safaris, which is our destination for the day. Let's see what we can catch on Safari Lands. Jenny, good morning to you in sunny Rochester, New York. Hope you're having a great day. Standby wait time for Kilimanjaro Safaris, 45 minutes. But we're going to do Lightning Lane. Thank you. And we're in. Edward, good morning to you. Sorry the name went by too quickly, but someone said it doesn't seem too crowded. You know, I kind of had that sense myself. I normally judge that by the toll plaza when I drive on my car. in my car and in the ticket tap stations, and neither one had much of a backup. So it could be that Disney's just becoming much more efficient in their staffing and getting the people that they need so they can take care of the morning rush. But I think more so, it just feels like it's not quite as jam-packed busy with people as it has been. There's certainly a lot of people here. You can see a 160-minute wait for Flight of Passage, 45-minute wait for Kilimanjaro Safaris. But I think the crowds are not quite as intense as they have been for the past few years. Paul's got 83. Paul, nice to see you. Not so different than here, actually. Actually, the same as here. It is 83 degrees. Oh, nice view of the safari vehicle. Mary Grace, hello to you. Larry said mid-80s in Pocatello, Illinois, in the lower 90s, very much like here in Central Florida. Todd said, best day of the week, Todd. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Barbara asked if there are trails around the Tree of Life. So the Tree of Life contains an attraction, a Bug's Life, and there are a few areas there, but there are a few spots where you can wander around the tree and enjoy all the carvings. Cindy says, looks like a beautiful day. Appreciates the Disney fix. Robert, let Saturday begin. Robert, there should be a t-shirt. Oh, there is. You can check it out at worldofwalkstore.com. Alan says Fast Pass saves a lot of time waiting. This is very true. Rest in peace, Fast Pass. We are learning to love Lightning Lane. Danny, going to be here for New Year's Eve from England, I think it is. Wonderful. Hope you have a great trip across the pond.
Please note that it is divided into two distinct zones. The area with handrails is the loading
Paul says kids love the ride. Went on it 5 times. That is awesome. Hope you got to see a lot of animals.
Zone 2 is immediately behind it. As you move out into Zone 2, please note the horse levels in each row.
All right, we're making good progress.
Each row
Mike says loves the safari. Tracy, hello to you. See you guys, 20 days to go. I'll be here before you know it. Terry's going to be here in February. Deborah says, how much is a Fast Pass? So the Lightning Lane, it has variable pricing. You will pay a different price depending on the day and whether you're selecting a Lightning Lane single pass or a Lightning Lane multi-pass. So you pretty much have to go to the website and check it out. Elmer is wearing his 1998 t-shirt, a wild year, good choice. Perfect for a day at Animal Kingdom. Thank you for that. Cindy says, how long is the wait with the Lightning Lane? So it's not always an instant walk-on. Sometimes you do have to wait a little bit in line. Like right now, for example, I do have a Lightning Lane for Kilimanjaro Safari. And you got to wait for the ride vehicles to come and go. So there's a tiny bit of a wait, usually maybe 10, 15 minutes. Much less than what you would wait in a standby lane, which for Kilimanjaro Safari right now is 45 minutes. We just saw earlier today the standby wait time for Flight of Passage was 160 minutes. I would say when I went on that earlier today, it was maybe 10. So it is a way to save quite a bit of time. Bob says Kilimanjaro Safari is a favorite. You never know what you're going to see. Very true. Rick, 34 days to go.
As you approach the loading platform, please note that it is divided into two distinct zones.
see some lion activities. We will keep our eyes open. Charlie, happy Saturday to you. Patty says a lovely day for a safari. Susan said, hoping to see some babies. We'll keep our eyes open. Disney recently announced some new zebra have been added to the safari, or at least to the family of animals here. Not sure if they're out on display yet. Lucille, hello to you. Thank you for being here. Robert says this ride is fun and educational. I agree with you. It is both. All right, we're on our way. Poaching alert. Mitchell's asking about lunch today. Actually, I have a dinner reservation with some family tonight, so I'm not going to be having lunch here in the park. But Flaming Tree Barbecue is always a good choice, as is Satuli Canteen. When I was in Pandora, I sort of peeked in a little bit, and I thought, I could go for some Satuli Canteen. Good stuff. Heather, hello to you. Alright, won't be long now before we begin our safari. David, hello to you. Deborah says, go to Boma or Jico. Both have excellent food. I completely agree with you. I'm a huge Boma fan. One of my favorite places to get babuti. Actually, the only place I know to get babuti. The zebra domes are amazing. Just a great selection of unique kinds of food. I've been to Jico a couple times as well. Also, excellent choice.
How many? One. I'm gonna have you go in row one, okay? Row one, please. How many?
Coordinate Cindy, hello to you. Says I have to do the safari every time. Tina, good morning to you in Illinois. Hope you're doing well. Robert's voting for Flame Tree Barbecue. Gail, good morning to you in Long Island. Thanks for joining me on the safari. Let's see if we can check out some animals. Stacy, hello to you. Looks like we are going to get a front row seat. Jody asks, where's Boma? Boma is at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. So if you go into the lodge, you kind of head down to the right. Yeah, both Boma and Jico are there. Boma is a buffet, whereas Jico is a sit-down restaurant. Both have excellent food. Ooh, Peggy said a giraffe once greeted her and stuck his head in the car. That's amazing. Robert says we're making him hungry. Hi Jack, good morning to you. Henry says late, but 255 days to go. John Bodana. And here we go.
riding clothes. That's Sana Warden, thank you so much. Around here, friends, we do also like to say twin day, and that means let's go. Well, Jumbo, everyone, my name is Tori. I will be your safari guide on our 2-week journey through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. For everyone's safety, please remain fully seated, keeping all hands, arms, legs, and feet inside the truck at all times. This does include the little ones as well. They are more than welcome to sit on your lap for a better view as long as they remain fully seated. You're also going to want to hold on tightly to any and all personal belongings. I am a real person driving a real truck, and these are very real animals out here. So unfortunately, I cannot stop to retrieve anything if it falls out. So if you value it, keep it in the truck. Now feel free to take as many pictures and videos as you would like. If you have a live action or sports mode setting on those cell phones and cameras, I would recommend activating that now. I will do what I can to make stops where I can, but we cannot stop for everything, and these animals are not going to stop and pose for us. So just be ready to go. Now the first area we're going to be passing through here is called the Little Aturi Forest. Within this forest are a variety of animals who use their natural colors and markings in order to blend into their environment. Camouflage is the best defense for a lot of these very shy and reclusive animals. So we may just have to keep our eyes open, looking behind trees, under bushes, things like that. Now I do see a couple of things. Over to your left-hand side, there's some very large black and white birds at the top called saddle-billed storks. They get that name because of the saddle-like shape going across the top of their bill. Growing to be about 5 feet tall, they do have a wingspan of approximately 9 feet wide. That is roughly the length of canopy above our heads for reference. On your right-hand side, if you start to look right in the back there towards the fencing, there is a dark brown animal with stripes. That is called an okapi. The okapi may look like it's related to the zebra, but actually it's one of the only relatives of the giraffe. They do have a prehensile tongue, which is how they grasp the leaves from the trees, and that tongue is long enough that they can lick their own eyeballs. Nice little party trick. They do actually have a very highly developed sense of hearing, with large ears that operate independently of each other, allowing for them to pick up even the softest sounds in the forest. So they know what's going on around them almost all the time. Mother okapi will actually communicate with their young at a level below the human hearing level, so that is an infrasonic communication that they do use. Until discovered by Westerners in 1901, the okapi were believed to be a myth, much like the unicorn, even though the locals had known about their existence for generations. Like I said, the animals around here are very good at camouflage, especially the hiding part of hide and go seek. So we're just going to keep our eyes open as we make our way through here. But you may start to notice that a lot of this forest is actually made up of bamboo. Bamboo is a very fast-growing and highly sustainable plant used to produce a variety of products. Everything from toothbrushes all the way up to bed linens. And that's actually a great way that we can help out the animals of the forest threatened by habitat loss, simply by purchasing bamboo-based products or anything else made with sustainable materials. But I do see over to your right-hand side, way at the top there, those beautiful chestnut-colored animals are called bongos. The lighter tan ones are called greater kudu. Bongos are also known as the ghosts of the forest. That's because their white striping mimics light filtering through the tree leaves, making it much easier for them to blend in or camouflage into that forest environment. To your left-hand side, right up against that back rock wall, there is a boulder with horns. That's actually a black rhinoceros, blending right in there. Black rhinos are solitary animals, keeping to themselves. They do get to be about 3,000 pounds, making them the smaller of the rhino species. But with no natural predators, their greatest threat is us, humans, which is why sadly there's less than 5,000 of them left in the world, including the wild and managed care facilities. Rhinos are still being poached for those beautiful horns of theirs, but they are just made out of keratin. That is actually the same substance that's found in our own hair and fingernails. So we can leave those rhinos alone. Now we did see a greater kudu back there. They are actually the taller of the antelope species. getting to be about 55 inches at the shoulder. Females do not have horns, but male kudu do. Females will also form small social groups, usually no more than about 3 to 10 members. At the edge of the forest here is going to be the Safi River. It is an aquatic environment, so home to animals that prefer to hang out in or near bodies of water. I am starting to see coming up ahead, they'll be over to your right-hand side in just a little bit. You might even start to see them. There's some very large white birds kind of scattered about down there. Those are called pink-backed pelicans. They get that name because of the pink coloration that comes about during mating season, giving them a sort of blushing appearance. As colonial nesters, they nest in pairs of about 20 to 500. That is a lot of pelicans. Also during that nesting season, both the mother and father pelicans will work together, sharing the responsibility of incubating their eggs for up to 30 days, or until they hatch. So again, here's a little better look at them on your right-hand side. So those very large white birds down there. I also am starting to see, hiding out under the water surface up ahead by the fallen down logs, there's a Nile hippo over there. Hoping we'll get a better look in just a few moments. One just under the surface there on your right hand side, and I do see several more over here on your left. The Nile hippopotamus. A grouping of hippos is called a bloat. They can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes at a time and will spend a majority of the day underwater so as to keep from overheating. That is due both to their sensitivity to the sun and that they are naturally nocturnal animals, usually only coming out towards the nighttime when temperatures are cooler in order to do their grazing. As herbivores, they do eat vegetation, sometimes up to 100 pounds. Not a whole lot, since they themselves can weigh as much as a car. But hippos are an extremely territorial species, with incisor teeth growing to be about 18 inches long. And they will use those teeth as a way in which to defend themselves whenever necessary. Now, hippos are not great swimmers, so they tend to just walk along the bottom of a riverbed. And it gives them this sort of bouncing motion. Continuing downriver here, also to your left, are going to be some Nile crocodiles. Crocodiles are an exothermic species, which means they do need to use the surrounding environment in order to regulate their body temperature. This can include having those mouths gaping open as a way to get rid of any extra body heat, or submerging themselves in water as a way in which to cool down. The Nile crocodile is the largest species of crocodile in Africa, measuring at up to 16 feet long and weighing over 500 pounds. As a reptilian species, they do not need to eat food every day, making them weeks and sometimes months without consuming food. However, when they do find a meal, it's going to be up to half of their body weight in a single sitting. So it's approximately 250 pounds of food in one meal. Although the jaws of a crocodile are powerful enough to break the bones of their prey, those same jaws will also be used to cradle their young eggs when they're about ready to hatch and help to bring the little baby crocs into this world. So the same jaws that take life can also give life. And around here, we do like to call that the circle of life. Now, the easiest way to tell the difference between a crocodile and an alligator is actually by the shape of their snout. Alligators are going to have a much wider snout, and it kind of forms the letter A, so you can think wide, A shape for alligator. Crocodiles are going to be much more narrower. You can also tell by their teeth. If you don't see any teeth, it's an alligator. crocodiles are going to have a few of their lower teeth showing over their upper lips. If you want to check one out, head over to Dinoland. There's an American alligator over there. We are going to try to make our way over onto the African savanna here, which is home to some of the more famous animal species. But first, over on our right-hand side, this very large and abnormal tree right here, this is called a baobab tree, also known as the tree of life. That's because of its ability to hold thousands of gallons of water in its trunk, therefore surviving extremely intense periods of drought when there is little to no water sources to be found. The baobab tree does go leafless about 9 months out of the year as a way in which to conserve that water. Another one of its nicknames is the upside down tree. That's because, well, it looks like it's upside down, as though those roots have been uprooted. But those are simply just branches. Now here on the savanna, the landscape is determined by its residents. Elephants act as bulldozers to clear down trees they want to eat. Giraffes are going to prune the underside of remaining trees. And antelope, well, they're going to help cut the grass. So everyone will work together to keep things in balance. Now I do see coming up on your right-hand side these little tiny antelope over here. They look a bit like s'mores. Those are called springbok. They get their name because of their ability to spring off the ground, jumping 6 feet high and 13 feet forward in a single leap. Doing so repeatedly makes them one of the top 10 fastest land animals, averaging speeds of around 55 miles per hour. Also coming up ahead directly in front of us, they'll be on your right-hand side shortly, there are a couple of Hartmann Mountain zebras, including one of the newest members. Hartmann Mountain zebra are the smaller of the zebra species. Each one has a unique striping pattern, the same way we have unique fingerprints. Baby zebra will actually imprint on their mothers, memorizing her pattern, so as to recognize her from the rest of the group, to which groups of zebra are called a dazzle. The Hartmann Mountain zebra can be identified from other zebra species because of that striping pattern, going from narrow to wide the further down their bodies you go. They're also the only zebra in which to have a dewlap. That's an extra fold of skin underneath their throats that helps to regulate their body temperature. On your left-hand side, if you look very carefully, way in that back corner, they're hiding out right up against the rock wall. There's some brown and black animals lying down. Let's see if we can get one more look at them. Those are African painted dogs. They are part of the canine family. They are not hyenas. And as cute as they may appear, I would not recommend cuddling with them. They're one of the most successful hunters with a near 90% success rate. That's because of their ability to hunt as a pack, working together to chase down their prey into exhaustion. Continuing on your left-hand side, the dark brown antelope lying down there are called sable antelope, and the longhorned cattle are called Ankole cattle. The sable antelope are actually the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve here. When it comes to fight or flight, they will fight to protect themselves. In much the same way, here at Harambe, we are fighting to protect these animals. Ankole cattle are also called Watusi cattle after the Watusi people who first domesticated them, originally used as a way to show how much wealth a family had. So the wealthier you were, the more cattle you had. The horns on their heads do grow to be about 6 feet long from tip to tip on each side. But they're made of a honeycomb-like structure, so they're more hollow, allowing for air circulation to help keep those animals cool. Crossing in front of us here, it's going to be over on your right-hand side shortly. This is a Maasai giraffe. We can identify it as Maasai because of the irregular puzzle-like pattern to their coat. Giraffes are one of the tallest land animals, standing at an average of 18 to 20 feet high. A grouping of giraffes is called a tower. Baby giraffe are born starting at around 6 feet tall, and they do need to be standing within an hour after their birth. That's because they will nurse from their mothers while standing up. Giraffes spend very little time lying down on the ground. They only need about 30 minutes of sleep per day. But they don't take that all in one session. Instead, they'll just take very quick, short naps intermittently throughout the daytime. There's another one hiding out in the trees up ahead on the left. Now earlier on we saw the okapi, and I mentioned that they were relatives of the giraffe. Both species have that very long prehensile tongue they use to grasp at vegetation. They also share a similar skull structure, as well as the formation of ossicones. Ossicones is the term used to identify the horns on the tops of their heads. Now, the savanna is home to a variety of migratory animals, so they do have a tendency to travel, moving about from here to there, often covering vast expanses of land in their constant search for food and water. Much like these guys here, there's one on your right and a couple more hiding in the bushes on your left. These are wildebeest. They're actually one of the most densely packed migrating herd animals. They travel thousands of miles every single year with upwards of 1.5 million members. And they do have the ability to go up to 5 days without a single drink of water. Continuing on our journey here, it does look like we're headed over into elephant territory. As I mentioned earlier, elephants are like bulldozers, and there are a lot of fallen down trees around here. So hopefully we'll have some luck. Here in Harambe, there have actually been researchers studying elephants, and one of the things that they've learned is elephants are afraid of bees, the things that go bzzz. Honestly, me too. But why is that important? Well, it's the farmers who care. If you look carefully over to your right, way in the back, there's a couple of elephants back there. We're going to keep going, see if we can get a little better look. Now, it's the farmers who care about this whole elephants being afraid of bees thing, because when elephants get hungry, their choice of snack is farmers' crops. And farmers are none too happy about that. That's their livelihood and their source of income. So unfortunately, a lot of elephant lives have been lost in this conflict. But with this new discovery, farmers have started to build beehives surrounding their property. What this does is it deters the elephants and forces them to go around, therefore protecting those crops, which then saves the elephants, and those farmers are getting a little bit of extra income from that honey production. So it's a win-win-win situation, and that is called the Bees and Elephants Project. Now, as herbivores, elephants do eat mostly vegetation, but they will also sometimes consume red clay, such as that surrounding us here. And I do see a lot of footprints and tusk marks, so there's probably been some recent activity. Elephants like to eat red clay as a way of getting some extra nutrients and minerals, kind of like how we take vitamins. Both male and female elephants do have ivory tusks that will continue to grow throughout their lifetime. It's also one of the reasons why they're still being poached today. So we can help protect elephants by not purchasing any ivory products, because elephants need those tusks. That's how they're going to dig for food and water and other things, such as that red clay. It also helps them in sparring matches with one another to determine the dominance within their hierarchy. But unlike other animals, elephants are a matriarchal society, which means they are led by a dominant female. She will be the oldest and wisest in the group, the one who has traveled the most, and therefore knows where all of the good food and water sources are. Over time, passing on her knowledge to the rest of the herd, which typically consists of not only herself, but all of the females as well as the young males. They usually stay with their mothers until they're about 14 to 15 years old. Right about that rambunctious teenager stage, that's usually when they get kicked out. Just put away the snack, please. Eating on the truck. Now, as one of the world's largest land animals, elephants stand at about 13 feet tall. They can weigh roughly 13,000 pounds and eat about 300 pounds of food per day. They do have a prehensile trunk, which they use in a similar capacity that we do our hands, allowing them to grasp anything that they want to bring to their mouths. Continuing up here on your left-hand side are some flamingos. More specifically, these are called greater flamingos. They are the largest and lightest pink of the flamingo species, and they do get that coloration from their diet, which consists mostly of brine shrimp and other aquatic creatures. Baby flamingos are little gray puffballs. It takes them about a year or two to develop their pink coloration. And if you look carefully, there's actually a couple of them hanging out over there. There's one in the water and one's at the edge of it. A grouping of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Up ahead here, I do see a big old mud pit, and there looks to be some rhinos hanging out here over to your left-hand side. Rhinos like to roll around in mud as a way to protect themselves from the sun. It creates a natural sort of sunblock for them. Although they may appear to have body armor, their skin is actually very sensitive, so they do need to take care to protect it. Now these are white rhinoceros. They average about 5,000 pounds, making them the larger of the rhino species. With the ability to run at up to 35 miles per hour, their grouping is called a thrash. The easiest way to tell the difference between a white rhino and a black rhino, since, well, they're both gray, is actually by their mouth. White rhinos will have wide, squared-off mouths, whereas black rhinos will have triangular, prehensile upper lips. There's a little bit better look at those white rhinos to your left. This does look like we might be going through wildcat territory, so we are definitely going to want to keep our eyes open around here. Be a little tough to spot, but right at the edging of the bushes I do see a cheetah. So you'll see it right through this gap here. Cheetahs are actually known to be the fastest land animals, reaching speeds of about 60 miles an hour in under 3 seconds. Unlike other cats that use roars and growls to communicate, cheetahs have a series of purrs and chirping noises. It's actually one of the reasons they are not considered part of the large cat family. A grouping of cheetahs is called a coalition. This structure in front of us here is what's called kopie rocks, and kopie is a word used to identify a group or island of rocks, usually set up higher than everything else in the area, which is why it will sometimes be used by larger predators such as lions. Right at the edge there is a male lion sleeping there. Lions are nocturnal animals, so they do sleep through most of the day, sometimes upwards of 20 hours, which means they're only awake for about 3 years of their lifetime. It is the female lionesses who do the hunting at night, and that is so that the male lion can stay back, not only to defend the territory, but also to protect any young cubs. When lions are active and awake, everyone in the area will know about it. That's because their roar can carry for upwards of 5 miles across clear terrain. There's also a female lioness, so here's a little better look at her. For anyone who has not seen The Lion King, a group of lions is called a pride. There will only be one adult male within that pride, and he can be identified by the large mane of fur surrounding his head. Doesn't fully develop until adulthood and can vary in both size and color depending on the individual, with some of them having manes that weigh as much as 50 pounds. Also coming up on your left-hand side, there are some warthogs walking around straight in the back there. Warthogs are part of the domestic pig family, but they're also very good at recycling. They will find burrows left behind by other animals and then reuse them for themselves, digging in backwards so that their razor-sharp tusks are exposed for protection. On your right-hand side are a couple of ostrich. They are one of the world's largest birds, but flightless, instead using those wings to help them change direction when running at up to 40 miles per hour. They do have an incredibly powerful kick, which they use to defend themselves. It's actually strong enough to break bones. So that is not a bird that you want to mess with. On your right-hand side, if you look down towards the ground, right about there, you might notice some large white eggs clustered together. Those are actually ostrich eggs. Each one of those eggs does weigh about 3 to 4 pounds and is the equivalent of 2 dozen chicken eggs. But unlike chicken eggs, they are a lot tougher. A fully grown adult could stand on top of one and it will not break. Glen is the warden's post, and I do see some of the Nigerian dwarf goats that they've been keeping. Coming up here on your left-hand side in just a moment. Now these goats are fully grown adults, that is as large as they are going to get. They have been proven to be extremely valuable both economically and nutritionally. That's because of the variety of products produced from their milk. Everything from drinkable goat's milk all the way up to soap products. They're also really handy in having around because they eat a lot of vegetation that traditional livestock will not eat. That is due to their multiple stomachs. That's what gives them that big belly appearance. Well, friends, we are passing through the edge of the reserve here, and that does tell me that our 2-week journey is soon coming to an end. But one of the things I'd like you to consider, if you have a favorite animal, whether here on the reserve or elsewhere in the world, I encourage you to learn more about that animal. The first thing that we can do to help is educate, understand, and bring awareness to animals. A lot of the ones we saw out there on the reserve, they are still in danger, and extinction is forever. We're trying to prevent that. So what else can we do? Well, the number one threat facing these animals is habitat loss. And a lot of that is because there's mining for a mineral called coltan. Now, coltan is actually found in electronics, such as our cell phones and computers, but we can recycle those. And the more we do to reduce, reuse, recycle, and replenish, the less habitat space is taken away from these amazing animals. Because our hope and our ultimate goal is that they will be around for generations to come. For any wilderness explorers on board, you have been riding on Simba 1. That'll be your code word to get your safari badge over near the exit. It'll be pages 14 and 15 of your Wilderness Explorer's Handbook. Just look for my friends with the orange bags. They'll be able to help you out. I will be dropping your friends off back in the village here shortly, get you going on your next adventure. Wherever that journey may take you, feel free to come back anytime. No 2 safaris are ever going to be the same. Just keep in mind that the last safari does depart at 7 o'clock this evening. Here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye. It is far too sad and unkind. So instead, we use a Swahili word, and that is kwaherini, meaning to go well. So kwaherini, everyone. Go well, go wild, and go make a difference out there. Please be sure to gather up all of your personal belongings. Watch your running steps as you exit down from the vehicle. And please stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. You're very welcome. On the right, watch those hands, arms, legs, and feet. Doors going to be sliding open. Watch your step. Asante Sali, kwaherini, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day out there.
All right, kind of fun checking out the animals at Kilimanjaro Safari. Get to see some elephants, some lions, some zebra, okapi. Got to see an ostrich. Very interesting. And some flamingos, which present themselves in a flamboyance, which I think I don't remember having ever learned that before. The guide did a very nice job explaining the background of the animals. Very fun. Susan, thank you for joining. Robert, thank you as well. Beryl said, great safari, nice camera work. Thanks, Beryl. Joanne, hello to you. Says thanks for the ride. Thanks for all I do. It's my pleasure. Appreciate your being here. Teresa said it was fabulous. Thank you so much. Appreciate your being here. Dorothy said love the ride about. Thank you. Great to spend some of Saturday together here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Mitchell said she was a great guide. She was a great guide. She did a very, very good job. Had a lot of knowledge to share. Marjorie said thank you. Paula said a great safari. Paula, thank you for joining. Thank you as always for all the comments. Thank you for the likes, hearts, thumbs up, especially the shares, which are a great way to get the word out. Barbara said it was very informative. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Disney cast member who shared a lot of great information with us. Elmer said a sensational safari. Thank you, Elmer. Peggy said, glad they stopped doing the poacher chase. Yeah, a reference to the original storyline for Kilimanjaro Safaris where we were following a poacher, and at the end, it was sad. So Disney kind of just removed all of that from the storyline, and now it's more just checking out the animals. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me again from a live broadcast, Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World Resort. Always fun to spend some time on Saturday with you. I hope you have a wonderful week. Until next time, God bless.